Hello everyone, Axie Infinity released a leak to the mouth cards in Axie Origins. I think this is really cool. Mouth cards have always been related to healing or different special effects in our current game, so we're gonna have to see how that changes. And of course, like always, know that Axie Infinity has told us these cards are subject to change in the future. Do not make financial decisions. They're more like a taste of what is to come. With that said, let's get started. Alright, so we're starting with the Reptile cards, and like always, it always feels like you're opening a new pack of cards when these releases come out. So here's the Reptile cards. The first one up is Kataro. It's a 1 energy, 30 damage card. It has the effect that says deal 2 hits to random enemies. Gain 1 energy if it hits at least 2 enemies. So this is a card that actually gives you energy. That's very unique that I've seen so far. So you hit 2 random enemies, it can hit the same enemy. So that's why it says if you hit at least 2 enemies, not the same enemy, you can gain energy. That's really, really interesting. We're gonna have to see how Kataro works, like in real time with all the other cards, but it sounds pretty cool. It gives you energy, kind of sticking to the original lore. Next up, we have Razor Bite, 1 energy, 60 damage, heal HP equal to 50% of unblocked damage. This is a common mechanic that I've seen in a lot of the cards for the mouths. They say unblocked damage, and that means that the damage has to be on the HP, not on the armor or the defense that they have, on the HP itself. So definitely a change from the current version of Axie, moving away from just always healing to only healing when you're hitting their HP, which also means that this card's not limited anymore. Before it used to do only Aqua cards, but now it can hit anything, and the art's pretty cool for it. Look at that art. That's amazing. We're gonna go down to right here. Tiny Turtle, very famous card right now. 1 energy, 50 damage. It says apply stunned for 2 turns if this attack causes HP loss to the target. So HP loss is a very like focused thing. So that means you can't just hit their defense and it'll cause a stun. This card, Tiny Turtle, has to actually hit their HP for it to work. So stunned, we're not sure exactly what it means, but pretty similar. Probably it's similar to what we have right now. They won't be able to attack. Most likely they're going to be open to be hit straight through armor as well, but we'll have to see. These effects are not the same all the time, so we can't 100% confirm that. Pretty similar mechanic, so we're gonna have to see how it works. Here it says Toothless Bite, 1 energy, 65 damage. If initial, this attack targets the furthest enemy. So we're seeing here, similar to Shrimp, Shrimp had a little bit more damage at 70 damage. So we're gonna have to see how this changes. Same effect. It has to be the first card out, and then it allows you to target the back Axie, the furthest enemy. So we're gonna have to see how that works out uh, with targeting. But right now, looks exactly like Shrimp. For some reason, it's lower than the damage than the other one. So we're gonna have to see how that plays out for sure. But that's pretty cool. Next up, we got the bird cards. Here we start off right here with Double Talk, 1 energy, 65 damage. If initial, apply sleep for 4 turns. So very similar to right now, the mechanic sleep, but we're not sure exactly what sleep means. If it's the same thing, that's going to be very interesting. Sleep meant you're able to hit right through your opponent. So if initial, apply sleep for 4 turns, meaning will it let you hit right through the armor? We're going to have to see exactly what that means, but it's a pretty cool effect, pretty awesome. Reminds me a little bit of Jigglypuff singing and everyone going to sleep. Very interesting card and influence for this one. Next one, we got 60 damage, 1 energy, Peacemaker. Apply weak for 2 turns. If the target previously has weak, deal 15 more damage. Weak, very similar to mechanic to now. Weak stands for basically reducing their damage by like a certain amount of percentages. We're assuming it's 25%. So basically it says apply weak. So if it has weak, deal 15 more damage. So this gets to 85, like 75 damage here. That's pretty crazy. So definitely hitting weak on someone and then using this is going to be a sort of combo going forward. So Peacemaker is coming back with its cards. Here we have Little Owl. Little Owl says 60 damage, 1 energy. All Little Owl cards on this Axie gain 6 damage this battle. So the mechanic of this one is very similar to Nutcracker. It's no longer a targeting card like it currently is in the game. And doing some research, people were asking like, well, there's only one other Little Owl card in the set. But doing my own research, I came up with the idea that yes, there's only 2 Little Owl cards in all the set. I believe the other Little Owl is the Eyes, but that's only 2. So that's really weak compared to Nutcracker. And I decided to look, and there is an owl card in the ears. And I have a feeling that that owl card is related to these in some way. Maybe they'll convert it into the third Little Owl card. That way it can function like Nutcracker, or maybe it has some synergy with these cards, but we'll have to see. That's a pretty cool art right there, though. Here we have Hungry Bird, 1 energy, 65 damage. If initial, heal 15 HP. So Hungry Bird had a condition before where it had to meet something before it did any healing. Here it says straight up, if initial, deal 15 HP. I mean, heal 15 HP. That's pretty cool. Healing mechanic has always been part of the mouth cards, but now we see that it's back, and it's much easier to use. So that's going to be really cool going forward. Next up, we got the bug cards. Bug cards have always been known for their ability to do really crazy effects, so we're going to have to see how they work here. The first one up is Mosquito. It has 1 energy, 60 damage. Heal HP equal to 50% of unblocked damage. So again, unblocked, you have to actually hit their HP, and this says 50%. So it no longer is 100% return. They're trying to nerf, it seems like, this heal back effect, but the art of it is very interesting with like it draining an Axie that's sleeping. So we're gonna have to see. I've noticed that a lot of these cards, especially the ones that require bleed mechanics, have sort of a little more dark undertone to them. Very, very interesting take on these cards. The art is definitely matching what the animals or insects that do these things in real life, like mosquitoes sucking your blood when you're sleeping. So annoying. Next up, we got Pincer. It used to be a 0 energy card in our current game, but it's moved up to 1 energy, 60 damage. It says apply bleed for 4 turns. Look at that art right here. Oh my gosh. This art's pretty crazy. Um, Definitely a change. It looks like Pincer used to be related to discard mechanics, but now it looks like they're really moving away from discard mechanics and changing these cards. Pincer was one of the most famous one for discard, and I think it's a good change. Discard was always a very like poor mechanic to have in your game because it creates a bad user experience, not for the person who's using the card, but the person receiving it. Like imagine getting 4 of your cards discarded in 1 turn. It makes you feel like you have no control over the game. So this is a really good change for discard, like moving away from that in our current version and going into Battle's Origin without it. I think it's going to be an awesome change. Next up, we got Cute Bunny. Cute Bunny has always been known like as this scary card, and now it's at 1 energy, 60 damage. It has apply fear for 4 turns, so definitely the art just by itself gives me fear, but very true to its lore. We're gonna have to see how strong fear is in this meta. Fear used to be really strong in our current meta, but we're gonna have to see what it does in Battle's Origin for sure. But awesome art from Masamune. Next one, a common card we've seen is 0 energy. It's a Square Teeth, 0 energy, 25 damage. If initial, deal bonus damage equal to your current shield. So this card has the potential to do a lot of damage at 0 damage, at 0 energy. It has a lot of potential, but it does require you to have defense card or ways to getting defense. So we're gonna have to see how this works, but awesome seeing a 0 energy card, very rare in Battle's Origin. And who knows, maybe this could be the first 0 energy 100 damage card if you have the right cards to combo with it. We've made it to the beast cards. Beast cards are known to be like really strong, powerful cards, so we're gonna have to see it right here. First one is Nutcracker, 1 energy, 60 damage card. It says all Nutcrackers of this actually gain 60 damage this battle. So as you can see, this is a almost confirmation that all the Nutcracker cards will synergize with each other and that's pretty cool. Nutcracker, I've already said, is like probably one of the best combos that I've seen in the set. So definitely having 3 of them will be really, really nasty for someone. Awesome art as well. Just eating a little nut right there. Next one we have 1 energy, 60 damage card, Goda. Goda was related more to energy removal or energy, like just getting rid of people's energy. It's now an attack and a banish card. So what it says is shuffle 1 void into your opponent's discard pile and then banish it. Like banish this card. So we're gonna have to see. So this has only a one-time use, most likely. What is a void? We don't know what it is, but I was looking into Slay the Spire, which seems to be like a common place where a lot of these effects are also seen in card games. And void relates to actually losing energy when you draw a void card. So this could be a very powerful effect. And it does live up to Goda if it is true that that's the same effect. Goda obviously removing your energy, and a void card as soon as you drawing it in your turn, you losing an energy could be potentially catastrophic for anyone who draws that card. Pretty awesome card, I say. And right here we have Axie Kiss. Axie Kiss has 1 energy, 60 damage card. Axie Kiss says target an enemy. Apply Death Mark for 4 turns if your Axie's HP is below 50%. For 4 turns. Axie Kiss used to only do it, apply a death mark for 1 turn in the past. Now it says for 4 turns. We're gonna have to see how that's strong. Same effect, same below 50%. It used to be below 30%. So we're gonna have to see how it is. But right here it says it's like a carrot, and they just marked it for an X. So seeing what death mark really means in this game, does it mean a critical still? We're gonna have to see what it means exactly. But for 4 turns, if it's using the same effect right now, that's almost game breaking. Getting a critical every turn for 4 turns is gonna be kill almost any Axie. So we're gonna have to see what it truly means in Axie Origins. Another 0 cost card right here. It's a skill, Confident. Confident, I've seen it used effectively in the current version of the game, but we're gonna have to see what it does here. It says target any ally, cleanse 1 debuff, and grant 2 rage. So as we know, cleanse means removing of debuffs, which means like things like poison or different effects, and then grant 2 rage. So at 0 energy and granting 2 rage, this could be really strong for getting your rage cards going, your combinations going with rage. We're gonna have to see how it works, but it's awesome. This is any 0 energy card that I see I always see them as like top tier cards. So we're gonna have to see how you combo this really well. And being a card that actually gets rid of poison is really good, because I see poison being a really crazy meta in this game. So we've now gotten to the Aqua cards. We're gonna have to see how they've changed a lot. The first one is Lamb, 1 energy, 65 damage. It says deal 20 bonus damage if Axie's HP is above 75%. So this has changed a little bit. Before, Lamb used to do a lot of damage if it was under 50%, but now it says above 75%. And some people on Twitter picked up on this really quickly. You see this Axie that they're showing has Lamb right here, but you see it also has double anemones cards right here. So they're trying to say, and as you guys know, those cards heal the Axie every turn it's drawn. So keeping your Axie healthy to do Lamb's damage, doing 85 damage is essential for this card. So we're gonna have to probably see how it works, but I feel like the art sometimes gives like a hint on how you're supposed to use this card, and that's gonna be pretty cool to combo these type of cards together. We're gonna have to see. Next one we got Catfish, 1 energy, 60 damage. It says similar to the other heal cards we've seen, heal HP equal to 50% of the unblocked damage. So when this hits an Axie, it's gonna heal back. It has to hit its HP for it to work. We're gonna have to see, but very similar mechanic, and it sticks really close to its original use in our current game. Next one we got 1 energy, 90 damage, Risky Fish. It says apply weak to this Axie for 2 turns. So applying weakness, as we said, weakness is losing, like your opponent's attack is lowered by 25%, but it does it to yourself. That's crazy. Apply weak to yourself for 2 turns. That means that this is sort of like the other risky cards, the risky genre. It says, oh, it's a lot of damage, 90 damage, 1 energy is really high. And yeah, it's your next attack won't be that powerful. So you're gonna have to see how to combo it, use it effectively, but definitely has moved away from its little fish hook meta right now that we're using it to be counter to plants. Now it's just straight damage, a lot of damage. Right here we got Piranha, 1 energy, 60 damage, and it says apply bleed for 4 turns. And look at that art. Like, both risky fish has pretty, I would say, bloody art a little bit. And right here it's biting down on an Axie. Piranhas, of course, are pretty notorious for like devouring other creatures and stuff. So Piranha, sticking to its lore, pretty gruesome actually, with the blood flowing, and apply bleed for 4 turns. So Piranha definitely is living up to its name more than it used to in our current version. So Battle Origins is really bringing like the lore to these cards back to them, what they're related to these animals in the wild. But we've gotten here to the end, to the plant cards, to the tanks. Let's see how they've changed here. First card up, Sirius. It's a 1 energy, 90 damage card. This card in the current game is related to Energy Steel. And as we've said before, Energy Steel seems to be going away from this game. So we're going to have to see how they change it. It says discard 1 card from your hand and you do 90 damage. So you have to discard a card in your hand. I received confirmation from the team that this also means that if it's the last card and you're able to play it in your turn, you don't even need to discard a card. So it's not limited by this mechanic if it's the last card in your hand, which is pretty cool. It's gonna be really hard to use it, I feel, without discarding a card, but 90 damage, 1 energy, like, sign me up. That's really good. Without losing HP or getting weakened, that's pretty solid. Definitely, it's become more of a damage card than a steel card or energy related card, and that's pretty cool. I think that's cool. Look, right here it has cactus, pumpkin, yam, and it's a little like a printer. It looks like a little card printer or something. Next one we got is Zigzag, 1 energy, 60 damage card. Similar to the other heal card that says heal HP equal to 50% of the unblocked damage. Same mechanic, and it's just back. Like I said, another Zigzag sticking to the almost the same mechanic that it has now. Just that it's a little bit nerfed like before, like I said, 50% only instead of the full HP return. And we have here Herbivore, another card very similar to Zigzag. It says 1 energy, 65 damage, and it says if initial, heal 15 HP. So this card has changed from being targeting specifically plants to now targeting anything. As long as it's used initially, you'll gain the 15 HP. Much easier to use, having a lot more like ability to utilize this. I almost feel like this card is stronger than this card now, but we're gonna have to see if that holds true. The last card, Silence Whisper, 1 energy, 65 heal. So the green means heal. It says target any ally. So you can target any ally with this card and be able to heal them. Like you see right here, this Axie is just healing the back of this Axie. So we're gonna have to see this in play. Heal cards, I'm not sure how strong heal cards are in this mechanic or in this meta for Battle's Origin, but we're gonna have to see. Very interesting seeing the skills and how they'll play. I feel like there's a strong preference for damage cards, but heal might be there to steal the meta without realizing it. So those were all the mouth cards from Battle Origins. It actually surprised me there were so few mouth cards in the set, and I just never realized it. Right now, as the game is continuing to be tested, it's very surprising to see that in the content creators Discord, we learned today that some of the cards we presented before, like just as of like a few days ago, are already getting like balances, nerfs, and buffs, and that's pretty crazy. It means the meta is really gonna change, and please take their advice of the Axie team. These cards are always subject to change. They're just leaks right now. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. As you all know, it really helps me out. And please share it with a friend if you want them to find me. My question for you guys today is, which one of these mouth cards are you most excited for? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, that ends it for this video. Take care, and I'll see you guys all next time.